Hey everyone, welcome back to DLC. In this video, I'm going to be doing a quick review on the James Charles and Morphe palette. Stay tuned! So basically, I'm going to be giving this product a Cindy score. So basically going over the presentation, quantity, price, accessibility, and quality of this palette. And if it meets all of those requirements, or at least most of those requirements, then this is something I definitely recommend. So first things first, I'm gonna go over the presentation of this palette. Now, this is probably my favorite packaging of an eyeshadow palette. I love the sleekness and the simple look of the outside of this palette. And then when you open it up, the contrast of the vibrant colors complement the palette very well. So I think a lot of thought actually went into the packaging of this palette and just the overall look. It might look very simple, but to me it looks like a lot of work went into it. And I also love the James Charles sign. It's like black, but with the shininess. It's very, very, very cute. I don't know. I just really love it. So now, in terms of quality, you get 39 beautiful shades in this palette, which is amazing because for people who don't like to buy a lot of eyeshadow palettes and just kind of want to have that one go-to palette, I really think that this would be that palette for them. Like, it honestly has so many colors and it fits all of the color groups as well. You've got your greens, you've got your blues, you've got your purples, you've got some pinks, you've got some browns, reds, oranges, yellows, and then black and white, which is honestly amazing. I also see a lot of comparisons between this palette and the Jaclyn Hill palette, both by Morphe. A lot of people think that the Jaclyn Hill palette is their go-to everyday, better than the James Charles palette just because of its neutral tones, and you can probably use this palette for any look that you're trying to achieve. Now, while this may be true, because I do honestly love the Jaclyn Hill palette, it has a lot of neutrals, like I said, so I do agree with people who do say that. I do use it for my everyday makeup look. However, I do believe that the James Charles palette is my go-to for colorful and vibrant looks. I probably don't need to buy another palette because of all the colors that come with it, and it could probably achieve any, colorful look that I'm going for. Now, the price of the palette is actually pretty reasonable for how much you're getting inside the palette. I believe I paid $50 Canadian at Sephora, which is actually not too bad because you're getting a lot of shades in one palette. So I think that the price kind of works out with the products that you're getting within the palette. Now, in terms of accessibility, the few times that I did try to buy this palette, either on Sephora or Ulta, I didn't try to buy it on the Morphe website, but basically on those two websites, it was sold out, the few times last year that I did try to buy it. And I only recently got this palette maybe 2 months ago because they restocked it on Sephora. Now, I do understand because this was a very hot palette when it came out, like it was very sought after. So I understand why it would have been out of stock on these websites. However, you can get it on Morphe, Ulta, and Sephora. I think those are the only 3 avenues you can get it, which is a lot. So in terms of accessibility, I think that there's a lot of avenues that you can buy it at. In terms of quality, I'm just going to be quickly testing out a few colors on my eyes and then going over what I think about the pigment and how well it goes on my lids. So I just finished my eye look, and in terms of quality, I think that you have to find your way of applying the eyeshadow on your eyes. I found that when I was wiping it, it went on beautifully, but when I like packed it on, it wasn't working out to the best that I wanted it to. Like in certain areas, like in the middle of my eye, I just wanted the pink to go on packed on, because I didn't want to wipe it on, because it would ruin my look. So I was having trouble patting it on, but in terms of using the windshield wiper motion and wiping it on, it went on beautifully and it packed on beautifully. I just had some issues with it patting it on my eyes. Now I did see other, people comment that they had trouble with this as well. So I'm not sure if this is a palette thing, or if this is like in terms of how it was made, or if this is in terms of it has a special technique that needs to be done with it for it to work beautifully. Maybe there's another patting technique that works well with it, but how I was just applying it, it wasn't going on to the best that I wanted it to, which is okay. I mean, it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't the best. So that's in terms of the quality. In terms of the pigment, highly pigmented. You get a lot of product when you just, lightly wipe it on your brush. So that's a good thing. It's just applying it. I was just having some trouble with that. Final scoring, I think I would give this palette a 4 out of 5 Cindy score. It met presentation, the quantity, the accessibility portion, and the price was really good. It's just the quality wasn't there for me. And that's not saying anything about the eyeshadow itself and the pigment. Like I said, it's very pigmented. It's just how it was applied on. I'm not sure if I'm not sure why it worked out that way, but I'll practice more with it. I'm not gonna totally knock it right now, but 4 out of 5, which is actually really good. Still recommend this palette for people who are looking for a colorful, vibrant palette. Still would recommend this. I hope you guys really enjoyed this review on the James Charles and Morphe palette. If you would like to see more of these types of videos, please subscribe, like, and comment. Bye for now.